Bashful eyesight. Is there the high drive? Deep center. Go, go, go. We're out of here. We're out of here. Say ya, playa.
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A gold pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, happy Thursday night and welcome to the Cherokee North Gym as we've got a classic rivalry in the Olympic Conference ready to square away this evening. We've got the Shawnee Renegades and the Cherokee Chiefs both coming in very similar predicaments, even if their divisional matchups and their divisional alignments themselves are very different. These two teams, of course, are no stranger to each other, and in fact, Shawnee has won 3 of the last 5 appearances. But that doesn't mean that Cherokee hasn't held their own. It was 47-38, a 9-point victory for the Renegades the last time these two played back in January of 24, and January of 2023, Cherokee then won 65-52. And back in 2022, it was maybe the most Olympic Conference gauntlet of all, 30-28. The most decisive win of the last 5 was back in February of 2022 when Shawnee blew them out 71-24, but that was also a year where Shawnee was 21-7 and Cherokee was hanging right around 500. Now, big reason why Shawnee was that good 2 years ago was a head coach, Joe Kessler. 755 wins in his career, and he is one of South Jersey's greatest coaches of all time. He's not on the floor tonight. He retired after last school year after 44 years as a math teacher at Shawnee and 37 years on the floor of the Shawnee High School Renegades building. He's one of 5 coaches in South Jersey history to be in that top 10 list that you see on your screen, and he's one of 13 coaches all time to reach the 500-point mark. He got 6 state titles, 19 Olympic Conference division titles. He's basically done it all. But he hung it up, and it's been left now to Dylan Fields, who right now is leading the Renegades to a 5-8 start, which is the same record that Cherokee has. So for Eric Cassidy and the crew, he's excited for tonight. This is an annual matchup that nobody wants to miss because it's just that good. And even though these two teams are in different divisions, like we said, they have the same record, 5-8. Neither of these teams has been off to the hottest start, but they're also playing in the toughest conference in South Jersey, in the Olympic Conference. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's the toughest one, I'll tell you that. Shawnee, as we said this year, started off the year 2-4 with wins over Camden Academy Charter and Egg Harbor City. They lost to Trenton, Holy Spirit, and Lenape, but they have lost 4 of their last 5, with their last win coming against Cherry Hill West on the 16th and losing to Morristown, PVI, Kingsway, and Winslow. So both of these teams meeting with the officials. We've got an exciting 32 minutes and an intense 32 minutes of basketball coming your way here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting in the Olympic Conference's hottest gym. I'll tell you that. It's freezing cold outside, but it's red hot in here. It's the Chiefs and the Renegades coming up right after this. It's Jersey Sports Night here at the Cherokee North Gym. As let's take a look at the Shawnee Renegades under first-year head coach Dylan Fields. As everybody gets introduced here this evening. For the Renegades, it's going to be Jaden Butler, Jake Jones, Mac Wilson, Sean Sapera, and Lucas Solomon. There's some nice handshakes going throughout the line. And Shawnee, like we said, 5-8 this year. They have lost 4 of their last 5, 5-8, after hanging around 500 at 15-10 last year and being eliminated at Washington Township in the second round of the South Jersey Group 4 competition. So I'm excited to see what Shawnee can do tonight. It's their first time in the North Gym without Joe Kessler. And remember, he spent the last 37 seasons as Shawnee's head coach. That's not easy. Not easy. By the way, Weapon X being represented very well this evening in the grandstands, along with, looks like Devonta Smith of the Eagles. Very excited for what they can do Sunday. But let's talk about what they can do right now. Being introduced for the Cherokee Chiefs in their starting lineup tonight, it's going to be Judd Holt, the senior, Darwin Walker, who also was the second senior to be introduced and welcomed by the Cherokee faithful. Tony Fuchsia as well, just got introduced as well. Their leading scorer, Luis Galasso, the junior guard. He'll be followed up by the forward, Jeremiah Shields, donning number 23 here this afternoon. So it'll be exciting to see what they can do, because most certainly going to be a fun matchup between two teams that never really get too far away from each other. These two teams are in the same school district, for crying out loud, with Seneca and Lenape. So these two schools, both maybe not bitter rivals, but it's a passionate, intense rivalry that you always love to see here in South Jersey. And we've got it right here, right now, in the North Gym of Cherokee High School. I'm joined by David Cohen on the buttons tonight as Dylan Fields and Shawnee talk it over. Cherokee takes the floor in their bright orange jerseys with the white jersey numbers and black shadow accents. And then Shawnee will be on the top right of your screen with the white jerseys, teal/baby blue jersey accents, and navy accents as well. Like we said, both teams coming into this one 5-8 on the campaign. Cherokee led by Eric Cassidy in his 8th year as the Chiefs head coach. We're set up on the home side of the floor tonight. The road side got a little too crowded for us, but I'll tell you what's crowded. That Cherokee student section, packed with the flavors and colors of the Eagles, Phillies, Sixers, and everything in between. But we're packed with the colors of orange, teal, and white tonight as the tip-off is up, and we are underway here at Cherokee. Shawnee with first possession. 2-2 in Olympic Patriot play. It's Sean Sapera, the junior, who feeds it out for a 3, doesn't go, front of the iron, and now an offensive foul will be called as the first shot results in a foul. Good awareness there by Cherokee on that first play. You know, saw that that ball was going to be a little bit long. Shawnee just got a little bit too aggressive and ended up digging themselves a hole. Like we said, January 11th of last year, last time these two teams played in the North Gym, 47-38 in favor of Shawnee. Feeding back out into the corner. Moving inside, it's up, side of the rim. A miss there, both ends miss on their side of the floor. Here comes a 3, too long. Rebound Cherokee. This game is already starting to look like it is a departure from the typical Olympic Conference scoring style that's very low scoring, especially with schools like Cherokee and even Shawnee to an extent. You know, we look at their 5-8 record for Cherokee. The last time we were here versus Bishop Eustis, it was 52-39, but I think both teams barely cracked 25 at the half. And we see that in some of their earlier games this year versus Lenape as Chiefs get their first basket, 38-35 back on January the 7th, and 38-31 versus RV on January 16th. They have another rematch with Lenape at Medford at the home of the Indians on January 30th. Moving outside for a corner 3. Shawnee knocks it down for the first time. Senior guard Jaden Butler gives the Renegades a 3-2 lead. So here's Judd Holt, one of 2 seniors for Cherokee. We've got a foul called. Let's see where this goes. It's going to be the second on Shawnee. And Holt will now inbound. Cherokee travels to Rancocas Valley for the Jeff Coney Classic on Saturday with a 5:30 tip versus Tri-County opponent Kingsway. Moving back out to the top of the key. Galasso moves it out to Holt. Holt from the box, now moves out. Again back to Holt. 3, front iron. Rebounded by Lucas Solomon, who immediately feeds it to Wilson. That pass goes into the corner. The intended target was Jake Jones, but instead the recipient was in the first row. It's Wilson at the volleyball line. Senior guard feeds it out. Wilson, corner threes, hit. Now they'll move along. We've got a scramble in the paint. No whistles. Cherokee moves as planned. This one moves back out to Galasso on the baseline. Now gets it back out to beyond three-point range. Moving inside the semicircle. Bounce pass to Holt. 5:35 left in the first quarter. Only 5 points combined between these two clubs. 3-2 Shawnee. An early basket on a baseline layup gave Cherokee the first basket. Now from the semicircle, no good. Too long there. Trying to hang on to it. Slams it down with the pivot foot. And Sipera keeps the possession in favor of the blue and white. And another foul. It's going to be the first against Cherokee as Jaden Butler will inbound. Butler with 404 points as the Renegade his first 2 seasons under Joe Kessler had 249 points. He has 404 in his career. 25 career steals, 64 rebounds this year. A huge gain from just 5 in 2023 to 24. Sipera trapped in the corner. Galasso with some hard contact trying to rip the ball out. Couldn't get anything there. Fields tells his team to get in motion. He's got a man ready to go, and Jake Jones, he signals, gets the pass from Wilson. Now Butler with room, moving inside. And he stepped on the back line. He stepped on the first E of Cherokee. And he steps out. Dylan Fields calls a timeout, his first of the day. And midway through quarter number 1, it's a low-scoring affair, as we always have in the Cherokee North Gym. 3-2 in favor of Shawnee. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Doubleheader reached first on an error in the first at-bat of game 2. This one's lined into center field. Slider going over. He dives. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Ryan Slider makes the catch. Not on a slide, but instead on a dive. 2 away.
Cherokee well dressed on this Thursday night. Go Birds. A lot of Eagles representation in that first row, I'll tell you that. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take Harper for their New Jersey State driving test pass on the first attempt. If you like those odds, you can book an appointment at Suite E of the Total Turf Complex, 216 Lambs Road in Pittman. Foul is called on Shawnee, their 3rd team foul. It's the first against Jaden Butler. Holt from the 3-point line now moves inside, and a convoluted basket is good. Chiefs take the lead 4-3. And those are those kind of tough baskets that Cherokee is going to need to make all night to beat this Shawnee team, as that corner 3 is no good. They can defend well in the paint for a small team as Cherokee is. Jeremiah Shields is only 6'3", and he's probably the tallest guy that's going to get substantial minutes tonight. And for Shawnee, it's not like they're in a much better predicament either. So when you have 2 small-sized basketball teams, the best thing you can do is defend that 3-point arc. No good there. Shawnee has not hit all but one of their 3-point shots, making a man miss. Oh, no, he missed the wide-open layup, and Shawnee gets the ball back, much to the much to the dismay of the Cherokee faithful. However, travel called.
Going back for a second, you mentioned guarding the three-point arc. Shawnee has shot the ball 5 times. They're all 3-point attempts. They haven't had a 2-point attempt.
Yeah, David, I think that's something that Shawnee wants to instill into Cherokee's brain. They want to attempt a lot of threes in the first quarter, try to get ahead early, as Holt's going to do here. No good. So then in the second, you could probably switch to a more inside kind of mentality and throw them off a little bit. Quarter-by-quarter basis, play-by-play, really. I mean, they're trying to keep Cherokee on their toes as we've got another foul. 3:22 left in the first, a very foul-heavy first frame. Scoreboard flickering a couple times. That's the 3rd team foul against Cherokee. It's the 1st against Jeremiah Shields.
6 fouls to 7 points.
Yeah. That's just the Olympic Conference for you. It is a brutal, unforgiving matchup, especially in these schools in the Lenape Valley District. You're going to see it with Seneca's basketball game, too. You're going to see it with Lenape. We've seen Seneca this year in the Winter Classic versus, they played Camden Catholic. Didn't do too well in that game, but you saw that kind of gritty Olympic Conference style as another travel is going to get called. Just seems a little bit unpolished right now.
Yeah, heavy on the whistles tonight, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, you could argue it's a good thing that they're heavy on the whistles, because if they're not, then the pendulum swings the other way and you have fouls that very obviously should be called but aren't. So it's all about keeping a happy medium, but I know a lot of officials that really like to call it by the letter of the law, and in today's game, in today's style of basketball, that's 100% a good thing. Cherokee stops under the rim, and it's good. Chris Walters, the 6th man in the game for the Chiefs, extends Cherokee's lead to 3. It's now 6-3, 2:41 left in the first. 3 ball. No good. Rattles out. Offensive rebound, hit and fouled. And Eric Cassidy showing frustration. Not really showing frustration with the officials, just frustration with his player that, you know, Walters got hit with that foul less than a minute after subbing into the game. Not a predicament you want to set. Because right now for Cherokee, what they want to get nailed in is they want to make sure that they don't hit the bonus. And they're already at 4 fouls. Shawnee goes up. That's a 2-point shot attempt. Jump ball as 2 gentlemen, Butler and Walker, go to rip the ball away. Possession arrow goes in favor of Cherokee. There's Luis Galasso, the leading scorer for Cherokee, 725 career points for the junior. And I was talking with you, David, before the show, and we kind of had a little bit of a chuckle at the fact that they had 2 seniors, but honestly, that's a good thing. I mean, Judd Holt is a very good mentor for this team, and for this team being so young, yet so good, I think that Cherokee can really make some noise next year, if not this year. I mean, they're already starting to make some noise. They're below 500, but they're in the toughest conference in South Jersey. They're making noise on their own. I mean, this game in itself seems like some really good basketball on the Cherokee end of things. But for having such a young team, sometimes that's a good thing, considering how senior heavy they were last year.
Yeah, well, in a big school, 2 seniors, you have so many kids to pull from, and only having 2 seniors can only really be beneficial for you. You're going to have juniors, sophomores, and an incoming freshman class that are coming up next year, and within the program and learning from the 2 seniors.
Spins and fires for a fade away. Jaden Butler moves inside, and we're at 11 total points, 6-5. It's Galasso back behind the volleyball line, 1:05 to play in the first quarter. Holt moving to Walters outside. Back to Holt on top of the logo. I mean, this is really what makes Olympic Conference basketball so gritty and unpredictable, is that these guys can just stand around and they're going to make every second of that quarter count. They're not worried about any shot clock or anything like that. They're going to make sure that whatever shot they take is the best one. After a scramble, Shawnee's got the advantage. Moving it inside, Butler goes up, no, offensive foul. Dylan Fields expressing frustration and then constraint. What did I tell you? These two schools are very passionate. They get in each other's ribs a couple times. They get in each other's faces. That's just kind of how it is. This is a classic rivalry dating back decades between these two inter-district schools. Judd Holt on top of the logo. He's got 15 seconds left, holding onto a 1-point lead, guarded by number 22, the sophomore Jack Bryson. Hangs it out to John Comito. Comito, oh, he gets tripped up. That's going to be an offensive foul. Wow.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. It looked like he might have gotten tripped up as he was shooting. He kind of fell flat forward.
Yeah, it looked like there was a trip way before the offensive foul.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, got 4 seconds left now. Shawnee maybe going to run out of time. Oh, they ran out of time. Shots waved off. Wouldn't have been close anyway. A grueling first quarter here from Cherokee. Only 11 combined points, but 9 combined fouls. After one quarter, it's Cherokee 6, Shawnee 5 here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the second quarter from the North Gym, as the banner right in front of us this time of the 2010 state champions for boys basketball, Cherokee. Their one title in high school boys basketball, again led by Coach Eric Cassidy. And we were talking about a very high fouling first quarter, but neither team actually crossed over into the bonus of 5 fouls. There was a 5th foul, as here comes a 3, front of the rim. Galasso picks up a rebound. Cherokee's last game, they lost to Eastern 60-41. They picked up a 69-54 win over Pennsauken in the MLK tournament back on the 18th. But then before, they had lost 4 straight games and 5 of 6. We're gonna have a foul. Oh, hello, technical. Technical against Shawnee for a shove on Judd Holt. And that will send the Chiefs to the line as they're telling their players to separate. So after the whistle blew, the technical foul is on Jack Bryson. Again, that's just the intensity of this matchup getting to everybody's heads. Somebody says something back, and then boom.
Got to keep yourself calm.
That's exactly what it is. Shot no good.
Because all a technical foul does is put your team on the radar for more.
Exactly. And for Dylan Fields, that's a precarious spot as well, as he makes 1 of 2, because Jack Bryson is a sophomore. He's the only sophomore that's gotten any minutes on the floor tonight. And for him to get not only his 2nd personal foul, but a technical on top of that is never a good situation. You want to keep your young players calm. You want to keep them disciplined. And you know, sometimes the older guys set an example for the younger guys, and I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened in the circle, but obviously somebody said something, and push was given. Looks like foul's going to be on Sapera. And you're right, David. A technical foul like that does not gain you any favorability. you know, even in a game where we were talking about refs are playing it by the letter of the law, there still is a factor of, yeah, if you're gonna get teed up and if you're gonna get yourself into trouble, then that's not a situation that'll put you in good standing with them. You know, I say it all the time. You know, I say it all the time with boys basketball and technical fouls. I say, well, the waiter can spit in your food, but even if you leave a big tip, you should still be upset at that waiter. Got another jump ball. And the analogy that I'm trying to get at is that, yeah, if you get teed up by the referees, then, I mean, yeah, that's your fault. But any sort of retaliation or anything like that, or, you know, any furthering of the situation just does not improve your standing there. Timeout is called.
We have, I don't know if it's a timeout. I'm pretty sure there was a fan that said something down the baseline.
I didn't see that, David.
I just saw the ref yelling at a fan. Now you have administrator out there.
I don't know. I mean, I'll pull up YouTube and I'll see what our replay is saying. Yeah, no timeouts are being charged on the scoreboard. And there was a fan with an RV hoodie that just walked out. I'm not sure. David, you're saying it was on the baseline?
Towards the baseline, yes.
See, I have
the
headphones that we have noise canceling capabilities, so I don't know. I didn't hear anything. Maybe when we watch the replay, it'll come through. Offensive foul.
100% offensive, drop the shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea if what happened is correlated. I kind of missed it a little bit, but 8-5 Cherokee in the first minute of the second quarter. Lots of drama early, a technical foul, and then a official's timeout for something, as according to David, involved a fan. Mac Wilson inside, no good. Shawnee, two players went for the same real estate. Now it's Camito, back out to Galasso, Cherokee's leading scorer here.
Good transition defense there for Shawnee.
Absolutely. I mean, they missed the layup. Two defenders went for the same spot, didn't get a shot. So a good way to rebound, literally, there. Moving back out. Holt sets a screen. Moving back over to Camito. Up and in. I should say Galasso is the current leading scorer for this season. The active leading scorer for Cherokee across all 4 seasons is Judd Holt. He recently hit 1,000 in the 38-31 loss versus Rancocas Valley on the 16th. He had 21 in the Martin Luther King game versus Pensauken, 26 versus Cherry Hill East, and 30 versus Vineland. In fact, the first 6 games of the season for Judd Holt were all double-digit games. He's only had 3 games this year where the defenses have held him to under 10. Bishop Eustis, he only hit 5 in a 52-39 loss that we covered on January 2nd. Camden Eastside, he had 4 on January 14th and 8 in their last game versus Eastern on the 21st. So 2 days apart for each of these next 3 games. Walker finds a man, moving out in the semicircle, fires it for 3, no good. And another offensive foul. As Shawnee pulled in the rebound, Cherokee's going to get hit with their 3rd team foul. I mean, this is just good physical basketball right now. I mean, it got a little bit chippy for like 5 seconds, and then everybody got their heads cooled. Listen to this. How about that? Cherokee and Shawnee student sections having some fun here in the second quarter. Shawnee trails by 5, 10-5 is the score. 3 team fouls against each. Judd Holt got hit with his second personal foul. And we've got another. This time against Galasso. And now Cherokee, with 5 minutes left in the half, is just one foul away from that dreaded bonus. And when you're up in this situation, that's never a situation you want to be in. I mean, it sounds obvious because it is, but for Shawnee, you don't want to give them an edge. You don't want to get them on a run, because once they get on a run, it's going to be hard to get out of it. Shot is waved off for a foul, this time against Walker. Honestly, for a high school game, that might be the earliest bonus I think I've ever seen. Just to be completely honest, 5:01 left in the second, and Shawnee will go to the charity stripe.
It's a benefit for both teams. They have deep benches.
Absolutely. With this Group 3, Group 4 competition, it's never easy, but I look at these Group 1 schools that we cover from time to time, and they only cover 7 or 8 varsity guys. I'd feel a lot luckier to be a Group 3 athlete, where if somebody fouls out, maybe you get a little bit more favorability. Shawnee makes one of two. It's 10-6. As Holt will drive this one up the floor. This one gets away, and a foul. They're trying to say that Shawnee flopped, maybe?
I don't know if that was a play for the ball. That could have been definitely a clear path, intentional foul there.
Very well could be right, but
they call it common.
They do call it a common foul. It's the 6th against Cherokee. Let's listen to this student section. Once again, one of two. Now it's 10-7, so Shawnee kind of chiseling away at this lead, one free throw at a time. This one swings back out. In the game for the Chiefs is number 5, Tommy. Oh, hello. Here goes a steal. Up. No whistle. No whistle. Holt bounce pass. Foul. Shawnee. So Tommy Galile now on the floor for Cherokee, number 5. Of course, Cherokee last year with a very senior-heavy team. Jared Bell, Michael Atley, Brian McGee, Corey Mazur, Tommy Pajic, Will Carr, a heavy scorer from that year, and Rocco Natoli, as well as Sam Levin and Danny Leonard. They had 9 total seniors, not to mention Jordan Henriquez as well. 9 total seniors. They basically had to start over. The only name I even recognized from last year was Judd Holt and Louis Galasso, along with Cooper Birdie because of his baseball prowess. We've got a timeout here in the North Gym. A very interesting game so far, but only 17 combined points on the board. 10 of them are in favor of the Chiefs. We'll be right back. 3:50 left in the first half. That one is good from 3. Cherokee leads 13-7. 3:30 left in the half. Shawnee already has the bonus. Here comes another three. No good. Offensive rebound. Firing it back out to beyond the arc. Now moving inside. Another offensive foul. The amount of offensive fouls that I've seen in this game is staggering.
It's great. Players putting their body on the line, wanting to win Olympic Conference basketball in a rival match.
I mean, David, you saw it yourself as a graduate from Seneca. You know, you saw the epitome of Olympic Conference basketball. This is it right here. Low scoring, lots of fouls, lots of defense, and two pretty small teams. Nobody on this floor right now is above 6'5". Judd Holt gets tripped up. Cherokee tries to save it. They somehow do with a diver near the Shawnee sideline, and hello, Judd Holt. Moving it inside, 8-point lead. 2:45 left in the half. Back out to the volleyball line. Moving it over inside. Trouble. And it lays in.
Shawnee needs more of that. Drive to the hole. The three-point shooting is not on par right now.
It's not effective. And I think that's exactly what they're doing. They're adapting in real time. They're realizing that, look, we've only got 9 points on the board. They're starting to get away. And whether it's on the inside or on the outside, you know, a whole bunch of fouls and a whole bunch of free throws won't do it. We've got to initiate. We've got to press the timer. We've got to start the action, start the fire, and get themselves inside. Judd Holt moving on to the logo of the Cherokee Chiefs CHS mark with under 2 minutes to play in the half. On top of the other Chiefs logo is Tony Fuchsia. He moves back out to the center, cuts to the right with Butler defending, moves to the right again, feeds to Holt. Holt switches arms. Again, some heavy pressure here from Shawnee with a man waiting to sub in, feeds it out. Three ball, no good. Rebounded by the Renegades as it's back out to Lucas Solomon, one of the original 5 starters. We've got Jake Jones, air ball. Maybe it hit the front of the net, I'm not sure, but minute 15 now. Holt bringing it up. This is gritty basketball right here. You love to see it as we get into the down to the wire of the last minute of the first half and a foul. Both teams are over the bonus. As the Cherokee dance team now waits in the wings after, I didn't hear much music from them after the first quarter, but we'll have to hear some more at halftime. This broadcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Garden State Pet Center. Keep your pet happy and healthy today with the most organic food products available in South Jersey, along with toys, cages, accessories, and much, much more. They're open 7 days a week. Give them a visit at 226 South White Horse Pike in Audubon. Shot good by Holt. And also, if you're a small business owner interested in advertising with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, you can send us an email with an advertising inquiry at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Holt makes both. Camito subs in. Holt goes to the bench, and it's 17-9, 8-point lead for the Chiefs. But as we said, we have very affordable rates for advertising in South Jersey, and we also film our own commercials to the needs of our clients. For more information, again, send us an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. That's available in the description of our YouTube videos. Under 50 seconds now in the first half. Jaden Butler stops, goes, misses, somehow keeps it in. A second save by the Renegades. 40 seconds for Jake Jones, the junior guard, and a foul. This one's going to be against Walters, again, much to the dismay of Cassidy. And this will now send to the Renegades to the free throw line. In none of Shawnee's free throw trips have they made both. They've made one of two, and pretty much all of them. He makes the first. 38 points, 36.8 left. Shawnee cracks double digits here. Jake Jones, 690 points, had 346 last season. 54 rebounds this year, 215 points as a junior. 25 points in the January 21st loss to Winslow.
What a rebound.
How about this? Three, no good.
Another
oh
one.
My goodness. Some incredible rebounding here by the Renegades. With both teams above the bonus, they cannot afford to get their hands dirty with these offensive fouls.
I think you hold for last shot here.
Absolutely. Got to drive to the basket. Even if you're going to be down at half, you can't fix the puzzle with one piece. You got to do it one step at a time.
There you
Moving
go.
inside. Foul on his way up. Looks like Jake Jones is the one. No, Jake Jones was not the one who got hit. Instead, it's number 41, Sean Sapera. And that is the third foul against Shields, which is never a good predicament to have. I mean, you need 5 fouls to get fouled out. And like we said in the first quarter, Cherokee and Shawnee both have deep benches, but it's not anything you want to resort to. How about that? A good cue shot there. 17-11, 5.6 left in the half. Sapera in his first season as a varsity player, 78 points, 69 rebounds. He misses his second, only got lucky once. 4 seconds now. He's got to catch and shoot. They're going to run out of time. Fires it away.
Oh!
Galasso! Hello! Luis Galasso, 3-pointer at the half. And Cherokee ends the second on a high note. 9-point lead. How about it? Luis Galasso with a heart of glass from downtown. 20-11 at the break. How about that? Excellent shot there. I thought it was going to be a little bit late. I think he got it off with .8. Excellent there. Was it the best shot? No, I think they could have gotten one a little bit closer to the basket, but who cares? He made it. Complex shot, and it was good. We'll be back in just a couple of moments as these guys aren't going anywhere. Neither are we. 20-11 at the halftime break. Cherokee leads by 9.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
All right, welcome back here from the Cherokee North Gym. It's Cherokee 20, Shawnee 11. Yeah, 11 first half points. That's usually not a good thing. But in the Olympic Conference, that just means you've had an average scoring day. I mean, this is a league that I've said it like a broken record over and over, that it's not easy to score. It's never been easy to score. That's just how these kids are. But we've seen very, very heavy offensive fouling and fouling in general. I mean, Shawnee tried in the first quarter to be this kind of three-point, merchant, but they just couldn't do it. And then they switched to the inside in the second quarter. It did a little bit better for them, but they've been about even. 5 points in the first quarter, 6 in the second. So this is not a conference or a matchup where you're going to see 70 to 60. We haven't seen it between these two teams in a long time. But what we've got tonight is a matchup where Shawnee is trying to get back on their feet. Cherokee's trying to get back on their feet. Dylan Fields is the first-year head coach. It's rookie versus seasoned here. And right now, Cherokee's got the edge, and they certainly have the momentum after that three-pointer from deep by Luis Galasso. Seems like we are just running straight three-point buzzer beaters. We saw it with GCIT in Washington Township, Javon Conrad. We saw it with Audubon a couple of weeks ago. Saw it with Leap Academy. I'm like, oh my goodness. But I like it. I love the buzzer beaters because that's the great thing about basketball. It's been a very physical game tonight, and it ends on a high note as we enter the third quarter, 20-11. Let's turn the camera around to the main subject of tonight's entertainment, the Shawnee Renegades and the Cherokee Chiefs, as Shawnee will inbound to start quarter number 3 here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. By the way, we do not have any games planned for this Friday or Saturday, but we'll be keeping very busy throughout next week. On Monday the 27th, we will be at Gloucester Catholic for tri-county matchups between the Woodbury Thundering Herd in the Colonial and the Gloucester Catholic Rams. Then we go to Burlington Township at Cinnaminson on Wednesday the 29th, Glassboro at Pittman on Thursday the 30th as the front of the rim there gets hit. On Friday, Haddon Heights at West Hampton Tech on the 31st. What a save by Camito. A very rushed first possession for Cherokee, as it's Holt who has it. And then Saturday, February 1st, we're at Deptford versus Penns Grove. I'm sorry, we're at Penns Grove as they play Deptford. Sapera with a nice feed, staying in. No good there. I mean, it seems like those shots should be easy, but they never are in this kind of environment. It's Holt. Back to Galasso. Stopping and going into the corner here for John Camito. Rushing the baseline, reverse is good. The first double-digit lead by anyone tonight, 22-11. John Camito with 43 points with the Chiefs in his first varsity season. It's Jaden Butler now out to Jones. Into the corner for Wilson, and it's back to Jones at the right wing. Jones still has it at the corner of the volleyball line, back to the center at the top of the key and out to the left wing. Moving up, that is another offensive foul.
That's got to be the 5th or 6th one.
I'm not keeping count, but I wouldn't doubt that, David. I think that, I mean, and they're mostly obvious offensive fouls. It's not a matter of, oh, should he have called that? Like, no, like that pretty obviously seemed like that was the right call. But it's just not something you want to do for Shawnee. Foul is on Solomon, as he's being pulled back by Jake Jones. And now they go back to the inbound. Walker. Back to Fuchsia. 3. Holt, front iron. Rebound by Sapera. As now Jones, no good there. Open layup, gets no points there. And now it's Holt back to Camito. Looks for a Suter. He fires it to Holt. Now moves it inside for Walker. Looks for a shot. Gets blocked. Second chance doesn't go. Third chance, air ball. 0 for 3 on that drive. Now a fourth is good.
Can't give them 4 opportunities.
Shawnee calls a timeout. That's how about it? Crazy drive there by Shawnee. We'll be right back, 24-11.
Break.
Welcome back to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We do have a Venmo at DW Broadcasting for anybody who would like to contribute. Shawnee and Cherokee is paying us for this broadcast, doing it out of the passion for the game and also to advance my career at Rowan College of South Jersey. I'm joined by David Cohen, freshman at Rowan University, graduate of Seneca, who is also in Rowan Radio. Neil Hartman does a great job over there. 400-ish students in the sports cam major. Very quickly growing as a university and as a program. Here's Holt, who picks up the pass after the rebound by Walker. It's Galasso moving inside, loses it, hangs on with poetry in motion with a pass to Holt. He gets up. Looks like there was contact, but no foul. He slams his hand onto the ground in disagreement, and it's for three. Jake Jones makes it a 10-point game, 24-14.
Maybe that gets Shawnee going. Good defensive stop there. Transition three, back within 10 here.
It's a good precedent for Shawnee to set. You know, they want to pick up the rebounds and then take advantage of those mistakes for Cherokee. You can't take one step forward, two steps back. And Cherokee has been making some mistakes, I'll tell you that. Shawnee has been playing some very heavy defense. Now they lose it. Scramble. Who's got it? Now it goes back to Jones in the lane. He was going to throw it down, but instead opts for a layup. And do we have a technical foul on Judd Holt? We've got something going on in the middle of the floor. Judd Holt got banged up. I don't know what that was all about. It's not a technical because he's going over to the baseline to inbound Galasso. Did you see anything I missed?
No, all I saw was him, like a non-contact injury. That was the last thing.
Yeah, Holt now on the bench, getting attended to by Cherokee's trainer. He's looks like getting some tape on that left knee, lower left knee. And we do have a foul. It's the third against the Renegades. Both teams clinched the bonus in the second quarter. Inbounded over into the corner for Galasso. Double guarded, moves back, three. Good! Knocks it off the window.
Bank is open.
Oh, yeah. Jake Jones again, who hit a three earlier in the quarter, turns the ball over to Galasso. Like I said, one step forward, two steps back. Seems like Shawnee is just kind of replicating these mistakes by Cherokee. This quarter is turning out to be pretty sloppy. I mean, I'm not saying that to degrade or to insult either team. I'm saying that as just I mean, you can have a low-scoring game with very good defense, but this is a low-scoring game because everybody's turning the ball over and getting fouled. That was the fourth foul against Jaden Butler. He got sent to the bench. Front of the rim again. Offensive rebound. Jake Jones moving in. Good.
Good job by Jones to follow a shot there and then drive it in for two.
It's what Shawnee's got to do here. They've just got to go with what works. 3 fouls against the Renegades in the third. Cherokee has not picked up any yet. Holt is back on the floor. We've got another foul as Jones takes a dive. The foul is on Camito, as it looks like Camito's going to get subbed out right away, and they'll bring in Tony Fuccia. By the way, our next broadcast will be on Monday. Some cross-conference action between the Woodbury Thundering Herd and the Gloucester Catholic Rams. That is a 7 p.m. tip-off at Gloucester Catholic. Should be a fun one. Moving over, 3. Top of the key, no good. Shawnee tried to swipe in for the rebound. with Bryson, who we have seen seldom since he got his technical foul in the second quarter. Some good passing here. Now moving it from the elbow. It's good. Cherokee now leads 29-18. An 11-point lead that they have sustained throughout the majority of this third quarter. Jones loses it. That is a travel. Seemed pretty obvious to me.
Yep.
Jones trying to plead his case about a foul.
Maybe he thought that he didn't have the ball, gather the ball. And then
Yeah, you might be right there. (29-18). Bounce pass. It's Holt on the left wing. Holt still with it. Bounce pass. Looks like he slipped. Couldn't get it. Nice save. Holt can't hang on to it. Goes behind. Wow. Look at, wow. Shawnee is livid. Dylan Fields is on the floor. That shot doesn't go. Shawnee gets it back.
I'd be livid too because
that's not a situation where the ball was tipped. He just went behind the backcourt line. I don't know. But you can definitely hear the dissent. 3, Jones, no good, front of the iron. Now it goes back to Chase Collins. Jones, it's gonna be a blocking foul, it looks like. And Shields got hit in the head with the ball as it was coming down, and he was helping Holt up, who has been relatively banged up. But definitely that seemed to play in the favor of Cherokee there. This one is up. And after Shawnee's inbound, it's an immediate turnover as Walters picks it up. Galasso controlling the offense, 36 seconds and counting in the third. 30 seconds now. Cherokee hanging on to a 29-18, 11-point lead. It's stayed pretty steady throughout this third quarter. He drops them. Foul going the other way. This fouling's definitely been a little bit more moderate in this third quarter. Some more contact as it's Jones. Guarded by Birdie and foul. Jones going up. Don't think it was a shooting foul by any means, and it won't. So they'll get him out to the baseline again. Get him out to the sideline, that is. Now it will be inbounded by Solomon. Eight seconds left. Moving out. 3 with room. Misses. Cherokee pulls down the rebound. They run out of time. Oh, and he almost made that too. It wouldn't have counted. But at the end of the third quarter, Cherokee leads Shawnee 29-18. And definitely some controversial decisions on the floor have changed how this room feels a little bit. We'll be back in just a moment as the dance team is on the floor and the basketball teams are talking it over 29-18 after 3. We'll be right back. fourth quarter here from Cherokee. The dance team has left the floor and the basketball teams have re-entered. (29-18). Cherokee will inbound. Definitely a bit of a testy third quarter there. I think what kind of defined it was Judd Holt went well behind the backcourt line. It didn't look like, to me at least, that it was tipped. And it was not called for a backcourt violation. Block goes over to one of our photographer friends, Michael Taylor. Gray Fox Sports. Getting some good shots there. He's been a good friend of ours for a little while now in the basketball season and in the football season. And speaking of good shots, that one is from three from John Camito. And the Chiefs are over 30 now. It's 32-18. Held the Renegades to 7 points in the third quarter. I mean, right now for Shawnee, they want to find a way to change the pace. Because this is the quarter where for every possession Cherokee has, as here's a catch and shoot, that's an air ball. This one's going to turn over to Holt after a through-the-legs 5-hole shot, and we've got a foul. But that's the thing, is that Cherokee is a team that is willing to wait. They're going to hold on to the ball for 30, 45 seconds before they even attempt a shot. Dylan Fields calls a timeout. Really hard to believe only that many timeouts have been called. He is down to 2. As the Chiefs lead 32-18 with the only basket of the fourth. We'll be right back after this. This broadcast is brought to you by the Rowan College of South Jersey Roadrunners Athletic Department. Prospective athletes who wish to join the Roadrunners in the 2025-26 season should visit rcroadrunners.com to fill out the prospective athlete form and follow them on social media at RC Roadrunners on all platforms. Winners on the hardwood, on the soccer pitch, on the baseball diamond, wherever you want to see the Roadrunners, they're winners. And winners in the classroom. Bounce pass, Walker blocked. Cepera is going to bring this one back the other way. Now with Solomon, back to Wilson cutting across the half-court line. I don't think it's wise for Shawnee to waste time.
No, they got to go.
Especially because if they waste time, Cherokee's going to waste even more time. Because, again, Cherokee's one of those teams where they won't even attempt a shot until you give them pressure. In another way, we saw that with Rancocas Valley and Woodbury on Martin Luther King Day. They had the ball for the last minute and 25 seconds of the game. They took one shot, and it was the buzzer beater that won them the game 47-45. And in a game of patience, you're not going to win that game against Cherokee. You are not going to win the waiting game. 5:45 now. Holt, who is back in the game after getting banged up in the third quarter with a non-contact injury, after getting kind of taped up. Seems like he's at perfect health now. Shot is waved off for a foul. It's going to be on Butler, who is going to be fouled out. Had his hands up. At least that's what he says. So Jaden Butler is fouled out. And now subbing in. Looks like it'll be number 13, Chase Collins, another sophomore. Feeds it out. Oh, he slipped. Focia slipped on the hardwood. Now he brings it back out to Holt at the volleyball line. It's Camito. He's hit the only basket of the fourth quarter. He slipped again. Moving it out, Galasso. Cuts to the semicircle, lost it. Ooh. Somehow Walker hangs onto it. Rips away the jump ball. What are we gonna have here? It's gonna go the other way. It's gonna be Shawnee ball. Shawnee's last appearance on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting was back in May 11th of 2024 when they played Audubon in cross-conference play in baseball. They won that game 2-0 over the Green Wave. Shawnee all-time is 2-1 in just 3 DWB appearances. Their first on May 13th, 2023. Cherokee is 3-3 in 6 appearances. Their first was on February 2nd, 2024, which was also on this very basketball hardwood. Woodbury and Gloucester Catholic, too, on Monday. That's going to be one for the scoreboard. It's going to be Woodbury's 14th appearance and Gloucester Catholic's 17th. That shot is good. Shawnee gets it from inside. It's a 12-point game. Shawnee's getting a little bit better and a little bit better, but now they've lost Jaden Butler as he got fouled out, and that's just never something that you want to bank on, because yes, we talked about it a million times before. They've got a deep bench. You don't want to dig into that. Not to mention that as well, Mac Wolson is also at 4 fouls. That's good. 34-20. Up and shot is waved off. Looks like for a foul on Cherokee, it's going to be on, I think, Holt. It is their second team foul. I'm sorry, it's against Cooper Birdie. Also a left-handed pitcher for Mark Petrignani and the baseball team here at Cherokee. They're able to save the inbound. Ball hits off of his foot. Jones has to step over his own teammate just to get away. Fires it away, but they say he stepped out of bounds. A convoluted play from start to finish. Cherokee ball. Oh, they get a technical. Jake Jones kind of showing up, one of the Cherokee players there with a smile on his face.
Technical on Cooper Birdie.
Yeah, it's going to be on Birdie, who just got hit with his second. He got hit with his second personal foul, and then it gets followed up with a tee. It's the second tee in this game, and now going to the line for 2 technical shots is Lucas Solomon. Let's listen to this student section. And it's one of 2 that is good. 34-21.
So it looked like Shawnee turned over the ball, and the technical means they get 2 shots and possession of the ball.
Absolutely. I think that Cherokee in this situation, I didn't even see what gave them the foul. I'm going to be honest, I didn't see what gave them the technical foul. I think it was a matter of somebody said something. But with the game being where it is, 34-21, it's a 13-point game. One person says something, and it could get out of hand very fast. With 2 technicals already, obviously the officials are trying to keep everything in order in such a rivalry-ridden game between these 2 teams. Like we said, Shawnee won the last matchup between these 2 last year by 9, 47-38 over in Medford Lakes. Solomon to Jones at the top of the key. He moves back out. I don't know why Shawnee's holding up here. They're down by 13. They've got to get on the move. Air ball, second chance, foul. That's going to be the 5th. So that's now the 5th foul against Cherokee. That gives the Renegades the bonus. And that is something that they absolutely needed here with 3:24 left. Now they can kind of push the needle a little bit in the other direction, down by 13. First shot is good. off the hands of Mac Wilson. It was Tony Fuchsia of Cherokee who got hit with his first personal foul. He makes both. 11-point game, 34-29. Some heavy guarding and a foul. That's going to be the third against the Renegades. And is that the fifth against Mac Wilson? No, okay, no, never mind. That is just the second against Wilson. It was number 2 on the other side of the coin, Luis Galasso, who is also sitting on 4 personal fouls tonight. 5 against the Chiefs, 3 against the Renegades. Back out to Camito at the top. Again, guarded by Collins. Camito. Got another foul. So the fourth against Shawnee. And with 2:54 now, Cherokee inbounds to Holt. Got another foul. Looks like it's going to be against Solomon, and Shawnee will now clinch the bonus for their opponent with 2:43 left in the fourth. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling, South Jersey's finest professional wrestling organization with nonstop action and high-flying events and entertainment throughout the Garden State. For more information on future events and ticketing, visit dawgprowrestling.com. That's dawgprowrestling.com. This broadcast is also brought to you by Vincent's Lawn Care. Winter is here, but spring is right around the corner. Get your lawn taken care of in the South Jersey area, weekly, bi-weekly, or anytime you'd like at 609-413-0403. We'll be right back. 36-23 as a timeout is called for Cherokee with 2:43 left in regulation, 36-23 in favor of the Chiefs. All levels of the sporting spectrum represented. I see a Flyers, Celtics, Sixers, handful of Eagles in the front row. There's a Syracuse jersey. Somebody on the top row is the New York Islanders. Nice feed out into the corner. Gets his footing. 3, can't go. Rebound Walters. Again, next broadcast will be Monday the 27th, Woodbury and Gloucester Catholic. Feeds it, Walters blocked. Shawnee again picking up the pace, but they've got to pick up the pace on offense too. Shoots 3, he gets fouled by Holt, and he'll shoot 3 at the charity stripe. They're gonna take out Holt because that's his 4th foul. Looks like Galasso, who's also sitting on 4 fouls, will come in, and at the line will be Mac Wilson. Wilson in his second year as a varsity player. He's got 23 assists this year in 13 games played. He's played in all 13. He has not hit double digits in any of his points so far. I'm sorry, in any of his games so far. He's at 8 versus Cherry Hill West on January 16th. He makes 2. And number 3 will be on the way to make this a 10-point game if it goes, 36-26. 2:07 left in regulation. Shawnee can definitely pull off some miracles, but they would need a lot of them here in the fourth. Shawnee would fall to 5-9 on the campaign with about a month left in the regular season under Dylan Fields in his first year as head coach. They have a 5-game road trip. In fact, this is game 2 of a 7-game road trip. They were away at Winslow. Now they are away at Cherokee. They'll be away at Williamstown, Gloucester, and Seneca. Then Holy Spirit in the Holy Cross Prep Showcase on February 2nd, and Cherry Hill East. Jump ball. No, timeout was called, it looks like, by Eric Cassidy. We'll stay on the air because we're going to talk about what these two teams have ahead. The last time Shawnee was home was January 18th. They're not going to be home again until February 6th. A long time without that gym for the boys basketball team. And then for Cherokee, a win would propel them to 6-8. Their next couple of games ahead. Again, this is a part of a one-game homestand. They are away at Rancocas Valley for the Jeff Coney Classic. They'll be playing Kingsway at a 5:30 tip on Saturday. They play Collingswood at home on Monday, Lenape on the 30th on the road, and then Cherokee will play 3 games at home. 4 of their last 5 games are at home to close out the season. Kip on the 31st, Oakcrest on the 5th, Cherry Hill East on the 6th, and Eastern on the 11th. Now, as we go back into play here for the final 2 minutes, let's talk about PowerPoints. Cherokee was the 7th seed in last year's South Jersey Group 4 tournament. This year they are in the 11th spot. If the season ended today, they would play Kingsway, who they lost to in the Martin Luther King tournament. Right now, the top 3 seeds are Lenape, Central, and Cherry Hill East. 4 through 6 are Eastern, AC, and Kingsway, and then the last 2 home seeds would be RV and Southern. 9 through 12 is Pensauken, Egg Harbor, Cherokee in the 11th spot, and Howell, and then Bridgeton, Vineland, Toms River North, and Washington Township get the final 4 spots. Washington Township and ACIT are effectively tied for the last spot at 5-9. And then for Shawnee, they're being classified as South Jersey Group 3. Right now, they're also in the 11th spot in their respective bracket. Top 3 in SJ Group 3 is Ocean City, Cherry Hill West, and Morristown. Hold on, gonna have some changes, it looks like. Changes with 1:50 left in the fourth. At the top of the key, it's Cipra. Back to Jones. Wow, that would have been an amazing shot if he got it. But now Holt will bring this back the other way after a tangle by Walters and Jones. Moving inside, bounce pass, off the window. But 4 through 6 in Group 3, Winslow, Seneca, and Timber Creek. I'm honestly surprised Seneca in the 5 seed at 4-7 compared to the one in front of them at 9-5.
Hey, it's the benefit of the Olympic Conference.
Absolutely, and you're not saying that because he went there. The last 2 seeds at home are Absegami and Delsey. Then 9 through 12 is Pinelands, Deptford, Shawnee, and Clearview. 13 through 16, the last 4 spots, Hamilton, Triton, Toms River East, and Mainland, who are 1-11, but because of their standing in the Cape Atlantic Conference, another very tough conference, their first season under Dan Feld. Scoreboard just went out on one side. They've been having tech issues with the scoreboard all night. Yeah, but what a season for Mainland. 26-7 under Dan Williams. Williams leave. They lose most of their roster. They hire a new coach in Dan Feld, and they're off to a 1-11 start. They've lost more games in the first 2 months than they did all of last season, and that was with a deep playoff run. Both teams trading some free throws here in the final 2 minutes, 40-28. Cherokee giving Shawnee their well wishes in the student section as this goes back to Holt on top of the half-court line, moving back over. Bounce pass. Another one, now moving inside again, feeding it back out. Holt moving in. Pass got deflected. Shawnee touched it. and that goes out of play. That ball gets tipped, swatted away, and it's going to go the other way as Walker gets helped up. Some new faces on the floor for Shawnee. That includes number 13 for the Renegades. Sorry, just had to pull that up for a second. Chase Collins and number 25, John Lubin. Moving it out to the top of the key, up. Oh. Interesting shot there, out of bounds. Goes the other way. He might be in a little bit of trouble there. Dylan Fields going out to help. Lucas Solomon, who came up gingerly after that last play. There's 23.6 seconds left. Cherokee up by 12. As we said, Cherokee coming off a tough loss to a talented Eastern team. After losing 5 of their last 6, Shawnee gets a give-me basket. Can't give up any more of those. Shawnee still guarding heavily. It's Holt, still back beyond the half-court line. He loses it, and a foul it will be called. Just wanted to say our next broadcast on Monday, again, Woodbury at Gloucester Catholic, 7 p.m. tip. Just a little milestone for those counting at home. That will be our 450th broadcast with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. I started this company as a sophomore in high school in 2021. I'm now a freshman at Rowan College of South Jersey. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone, whether it's Shawnee or Cherokee or one of the 99 high schools in New Jersey that we have covered, north, south, central, in the shore. You know, I am right now kind of partaking in my dream job, and I wouldn't want it any other way, so I appreciate all of the support. As Shawnee will make a couple more passes, they shoot a shot. It's no good, and Cherokee goes home happy with a 11-point win on senior night, 41-30. Cherokee improves to 6-9 after losing 5 of their last 6. They get back in the win column at home as they prep for the Jeff Coney Classic on Saturday. Really physical game between these two teams, and got a little bit chippy, but guess what? That's just the name of the game here in the Olympic, and Cherokee was the one who seemed a little bit more composed from start to finish.
Yeah, Cherokee, slow start. It was like 5-3 at the first break, and then Cherokee kind of started to get going, played their type of offense, let Shawnee come after them, and just went the whole distance, really wire to wire here tonight for the Chiefs. That's a very good win.
Yeah, I know. This is a confidence-boosting win for Cherokee. It's something where, you know, at the end of the day, Shawnee played some good basketball. They had some really good runs, but they didn't seem to string anything long enough or big enough together to where it really mattered. If they had some more runs where they're just knocking down threes, then that's a great thing for Shawnee. But it felt like for every short run that Shawnee had, Cherokee snapped right back at them with another long run of their own. So I think to no fault of Shawnee's own, it's a confidence-building win for Cherokee as they go into this weekend versus Kingsway, who, remember, if the season ended today, they will be playing Kingsway in the South Jersey Group 4 first round on the road, compared to when they had home court advantage versus Cherry Hill East last year. So for Shawnee right now, I would say this is a very hard-fought game. They just didn't come out on top. I think some embellishment got in their way a little bit. But guess what? Dylan Fields is a first-year head coach who has to fill in incredibly massive shoes for the 37-year gap with Joe Kessler. He's a 755 wins as a head coach. You can't beat that in your first year. It's a stepping stone. Dylan Fields is a great head coach. He's very disciplined, but he's just got to get his players in line a little bit, and I think he'll be great. I'm just seeing, you know, like as a first-year head coach at Shawnee, I think that there's definitely some aspects of the offense that I think he should work on. I think that they should be shooting less threes. I just think maybe they got out to a cold start, and maybe that was a bit of an exception compared to what they normally do. But overall, I thought Shawnee did very well, but Cherokee just seemed to outmaster them at each turn.
Yeah, Shawnee, like you mentioned, the threes. I mentioned on the broadcast, the first 5 possessions for them were 3-point attempts. You got to drive to the net if it's not working. And really, at the end of the day, it's a 9-point game. It might have felt like a little bit more to them, but at the bottom line, it's a 9-point game. And going back to your point about Dylan Fields filling in for Joe Kessler, those are big shoes, like you said. He's also got to fill in those shoes with losing Zane Bouchard and Ryan Seneff, who's at Rutgers Camden. And then he's got to do that with a young team and a kind of small team, like you mentioned.
Absolutely. That'll be all for us tonight here from Cherokee as the Chiefs take down the Renegades in a big Olympic Conference matchup, 41-30. From our entire crew, like we said, next broadcast will be Woodbury and Gloucester Catholic on Monday, 7 o'clock tip for number 450 on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Liam Nolan, my producer and color commentator on the night, David Cohen. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you Monday from the very, very tiny Gloucester Catholic Gymnasium. Have a good one, folks, and stay warm on this long weekend.